Alrighty guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at transforming points for the path tool, and this will be within FlexiPRINT. But before that, let's have a quick intro first. So today's video can be found on softwaretraining.co.za. We make short and easy to watch problem solving videos, and we also have daily updates. Now if we head into the program here. So now when it comes to the next feature we're going to be looking at, it will be the select point tool. I'll just have a zoom here so you guys can nicely see what the icon looks like. It's this little icon here, and this will be used for editing paths. So it doesn't have to be just the actual path tool here, it can be normal path points as well, but we're going to be using it with the path tool. So now this is very handy, especially when it comes to like things like curved points. So let's say I have created some form of curved shape, and then I'll just put one straight line here at the end. Now I'm just going to change this so it's not an open path, so we can see that. So let's put the actual, let's just undo that, grab my path tool, select this last point and put a straight line without closing the path. So now let's say I wanted to change any of these points, perhaps I curved one of them too much or so forth. Then what I can do is now I'm going to select our actual select point tool. Shortcut for that is N. It's a handy shortcut to learn. Now what I can do is I can click on the point I want to edit, and simply if I want to drag and drop it or move it around where I want to add, move that point to. But this also works with curves. So if I click on a curve, we can see we've got these little control arms that controls the actual point. We've got an A and a B, so one on one side and one on the opposite side. Now if I had to left click that, hold it in and drag it around, you can see now our curve tool or our path changes. So like I said, this is very handy, so you can make changes afterwards. You can obviously do fine adjustments. So if I just want to turn this a little bit more, bring it in or something on that line, you can. But as you can see in that previous point, we can also make quite a drastic change. Now when it comes to these points and that, we've got two main types. First of all, we've got the straight and the curve. So we can actually, with the point selected, change these. But I'm going to just undo that, leave it on the actual curve it was. And then there's also point types. So now let's look at a few over here. So on our design central, this is where we'll be finding all the good stuff. So like I mentioned, so here we've got the straight line and the curve, the actual curve. Then under that we've got different point types. So we've got the cusp, we've got smooth, and then we've got symmetric. You can't see it here when we zoomed in, but this is the three. So the first one, what that's going to do, it's going to allow us, so we've got that point selected. If I change this, now what can happen is I can actually change one of these points without affecting the other one. So let's say we call this point A, then we can change point A, but point B you can see stays exactly the same as it was. So this is ideal if you want to make a nice sharp corner like so. Then we can use the cusp. Then the next one we have here is we have an actual smooth. Now the smooth and the symmetric will be very similar, but with one key difference. So let's first look at the smooth. So if I click, let's say the point A, and I move it around, you'll see point B adjust as well. So I can now move this to where I want it, let go, and then it will adjust our point B. But the key difference between the smooth and the symmetric is that the smooth, so the first one here of the two, I'll show you the length of these points can be different from each other. So I can bring one point very close, and the other point I can pull away very far. So this allows me to give like quite a sharp bend. Let's make this the short one, so we're going out of the screen. I'm going to make this one the long point. So now you can see we can make some nice curvature points. Now you might also notice if I bring this one all the way down here, it's just about a cusp, like our first point. So we can get something very similar with a smooth but this also allows it to make nice little nice little tight bends with this one. Where if I had to change this now to the symmetric, what's going to happen is it's automatically going to make both these arms, or the length of these arms, the same. So if I make one shorter, you can see the other one becomes shorter, and if I want to make one longer, it will become longer. Now this is definitely for the cleanest bends or curves. You'll be using the symmetric, because it's very hard to get like a jagged or ugly bend, where the smooth, sometimes, like I said, if you pull it in too much, as you can see over here, it's almost turning into a cusp. So, and that could start looking a little bit messy unless that's what you're going for. But yeah, so otherwise that is it on our tool, or should I say our point select. So we can edit all these points for our path. There is also 2 tabs with values inside that we can set for these points. So play around with those, but I found that most of these points you can use them for fine adjustment, but when it comes to actual ease of use, it's just way easier using these things that's already displayed here on your viewpoint. So you can quickly adjust this without having, you can see here on the right that those ones are adjusting as I update it. Then we've got our location and so forth. But yeah, otherwise very handy. But once again, this is definitely one of those tools. Play around with it just so you get a bit more comfortable with how it works. You've got your main center here, and then you've got a point A and a point B, and they affect how the curvature will go around that center point. But yeah, otherwise, if we head here to softwaretraining.co.za, you guys will notice we've got a variety of different softwares we do cover, and you can also isolate your search here on the top right. If you do not, however, find the training videos you're looking for, just simply go here, request a training video, fill in the mini form, and then we'll do our best to try and make that for you. But otherwise, thanks guys for watching, and cheers.